Stay out the water. Okay, I'll give you some more reasons why.
Just as we think we've seen it all, Mother Nature surprises us. This time it's the ocean, revealing mysteries we didn't even know existed. Baffling creatures, unusual oddities, and other things that make you question everything.
Wow, look at the size. This is a monster.
Join us as we unveil it all.
This large specimen swam through the frame, had a little look at us, flashed its light organs once, and then disappeared off into the darkness. And that was a heart-stopping moment.
A man encountered something quite peculiar while diving. Near a rock, he spotted what looked like a large fish. With curiosity, he swam closer, thinking it was just another big catch. But as he approached, he was amazed by its bizarre appearance. Although the body looked like a normal fish's, the head was completely different. It had curved horns on the top and a mouth that resembled a pig's snout. Shocked by the unusual features, the fisherman decided to call it a pigfish. With a fish like that, you'd be eating bacon and seafood at the same time.
I was just thinking that to myself, like, I wonder how that would taste. I'm past, because I've seen this clip before. I'm past the whole, all right, my initial response was that had to be created in the laboratory. How did they come up with that? What made them say, take a pig and a fish, let's put it together? But now I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, like, I wonder what that would taste like. Fish plus pork together. It just sounds like to me like a bad experience where I'm going to be on the toilet the whole night.
Static bloop. Last year, a video caused quite the commotion when a diver captured an unusual sea entity. The creature appeared fish-like with a giant static mouth filled with tiny teeth. Of course, you'd think it's some sort of mutated whale, but that's not really the case. That's not the only thing. The same entity is believed to be the same creature that emitted a strange low-frequency sound. Or the bloop that was first detected by NOAA in 1997. However, this is the only visual of the bloop, as it has been dubbed since then. But if this creature is lurking beneath, well, thalassophobia makes sense. Deep tagging breakthrough.
This is fantastic. Wow, look at the size.
In 2019, a submarine crew achieved a historic milestone by tagging an animal from a submersible for the first time ever. Their target was the blunt-nosed sixkill shark, an ancient predator that predates most dinosaurs and dominates the deep-sea ecosystem. It came out like a giant creature trying to gulp in everything as it was moving around the submarine in circles.
My goodness. My goodness.
But this
Are sharks that curious that they come up to any and everything like that? That's odd to me that they're that curious. Like, there's no blood there that would attract it. I didn't see any fish floating by or swimming by. So what makes them so curious?
was enough for the team from FSU Marine Lab to successfully attach a satellite tag to one of these elusive sharks. Why? We know little to nothing about the sixkill shark, and since it rarely approaches the surface, the only way to know more was to tag it underground.
This is a monster. She is huge.
Glow-mouthed creature. Seeing something like this definitely makes Godzilla look tame. Seriously, if this is what lurks underwater, who's to say there aren't monstrous creatures too? If it weren't for the deep-sea camera, we wouldn't have ever even known this creature existed. And let's focus on its glowing side. How on earth is that possible? And if it's got some sort of mechanism to make light like that, what else can it do? The scariest part is that even marine experts haven't got a clue what this is. Deep sea discovery.
Let's go to New Zealand now, where biologists have found a wealth of new species.
In a groundbreaking journey, biologists exploring a rift 5 kilometers beneath New Zealand's sea discovered a trove of new species, including some still unidentified. The team, tasked with finding new marine life before it's lost, uncovered about 100 new species. Notable finds included a large sea cucumber and a unique creature dubbed the sea pig. Considering the ocean's full of plenty of diverse species, something like this shouldn't surprise us. And yet, it still does, because we're still learning so much about our own world.
In less than a month, the group has found this species of eelpout that's never been described before.
Gulf Frenzy.
It's a shark feeding frenzy, perhaps unlike anything ever recorded.
In September 2023, a fisherman encountered a massive shark feeding frenzy 15 miles off Louisiana's coast while fishing for yellowfin tuna. His boat was surrounded by hundreds of sharks, creating a chaotic scene as they slapped against the sides and drenched him with ocean spray. Now, if you're wondering what makes it so special, well, sharks rarely feed together. In fact, they never really hunt in a team because most of them are opportunistic feeders. But here, it looks like they abandon all thoughts of individualism and dove right in. Honestly, the sight makes Jaws look tame.
It's soaking wet.
Octopus ambush. Not everyone likes being filmed, as one diver is about to find out. That's right, just as he encountered the octopus, he couldn't even get a moment to take a picture because the octopus quickly entangled itself around him and his equipment. The diver struggled to pry himself free from the creature's relentless grip, fighting off panic as he tried to escape. After a tense struggle, he managed to break free, but the octopus wasn't done. It caught on to the diver's camera rig as he tossed it away, refusing to let go. That's one way to say you don't want to be photographed.
He lucky, bro. You see the way it grabbed onto his regulator and almost like that thing snatches that thing out of your mouth at those depths. How you making it to the top? Are you gonna make it to the top? Like, bro, that made me nervous for him right there to see that, because those things are smart. So if he realized that was your regulator and snatched it out and you can't breathe and he got you, it's over.
Pineapple entity.
Guys, ada saya punya taripang. Ini penam taripang nanas. Jadi pemodel itu kayak nanas, guys, kami lihat.
A girl caught a strange and creepy creature from the water and placed it on a board to examine. The creature had an unusual appearance, oval-shaped with peachy structures on top and no distinct face or body. When she flipped it over, its underside had a sponge-like texture. She captured a photo and shared it online, hoping to identify it. Someone identified it as the pineapple sea cucumber. This species is found in tropical Indo-Pacific waters and is known for its large size, reddish-orange color, and star-shaped teeth covering its body. Honestly, even after knowing this, I can't fathom how she was able to pick it up without hurling.
Karawa lucu kan? Mantap, guys. Taripang nanas.
Eel ball. In the Gulf of Eilat, Israel, a diver encountered an unexplainable sight underwater. He observed a monstrous formation of black entities shifting in various forms, which honestly looks like a demonic soul trying to move. Not knowing what it was, he shared the video with an expert who was able to identify this apparently not so terrifying thing. This is actually a group of striped eel catfish, also known as Nasarella fish. These fish exhibited remarkable behavior by forming a dense ball to mimic a larger, more aggressive animal, to confuse potential predators. While it's tempting to mess up their defense, you better hold on to such thoughts because these fish are highly venomous and deliver quite the punch. Featherhorn hippo. In July,
Oh, he looked like he mean business, bro. He don't look like he play games at all.
Captivating underwater video emerged, drawing widespread attention. While we've always known hippos to spend their time underwater, who knew this is what they were doing all the time? Getting a relaxing massage or some sort of pedicure from the fish. Well, at least the hippo is confidently grooming itself, and turns out it helps. Tilapia fish are excellent groomers. They help filter the water by eating off the sloughed-off skin from hippos, which means they're much better at hygiene than we think. Adaptable octopus. A fascinating and unique octopus was captured on video underwater. At first sight, it seemed like a normal octopus drifting through the water. However, as it moved forward, its appearance began to shift into something bizarre. It appeared to morph and change, blending seamlessly with its surroundings. When it settled on a rock, it camouflaged itself so perfectly that it became practically invisible. We've always known octopus to be masters of mimicry, but this is on an insane level.
I think the fact that the octopus is able to do that makes me think that one day we're going to be able to do that. I don't know why I feel like that strongly, but I feel like that's going to happen. Maybe not in our lifetime, but eventually they're going to figure out what it possesses to be able to do that, and humans are going to be able to do that at some point.
Horned Titan squid. Sea monsters. A concept that has always frightened us, especially when we think about the fearsome creatures lurking in the ocean's depths. And here's proof that they're more than just a scary bedtime story. A diver recently captured such a sea monster on camera. The creature suddenly appeared in front of him, making the diver look like a mere speck in comparison. And of course, we can't really ignore its alien appearance. You'd think it came straight out of a sci-fi movie, but this is actually the Magnapina squid, a rare giant that's known for its terrifying size. It doesn't usually appear near diving levels, so this is incredibly rare to see. Bristle intruder.
Anyone know what this creature, and it's flaring up too. Look at the spines on it.
This is one fishing find nobody would want to eat. It was pulled up by a fisherman who was clearly hoping for a score. But if you think the bizarre, apparently eaten state of the fish is a mood turner, wait till you find out what's going on with it. See this fringe-like creature stuck onto it? This is a bristleworm, a marine creature that's got an incredibly painful and numbing sting, which in this case looks like it helped the bristleworm prey on the fish. What a painful way to go.
Here, lay it flat so you can see it. Anyone know what this thing is?
Beachside octopus. In mid-August, beachgoers were shocked to find an enormous octopus struggling on the shore. The giant octopus appeared to be barely breathing, as if it was fighting for its life outside the water. The main concern was how this octopus ended up on the beach and how it managed to survive this long. Experts identified it as a Pacific giant octopus, which can survive briefly out of the water. But this one had been exposed for too long and was thus struggling. Despite efforts from people in the area to return it to the sea, the octopus was too massive to move. Unfortunately, it didn't survive. Curious fish. While a diver was working in the middle of the ocean, hammering away at something, an unusual fish appeared. One with a disturbingly human-like face. It approached the diver and identified it as a sheep's head wrasse, which was clearly curious about what he was doing. Despite the diver's attempts to push it away with his hand, the fish persisted in coming closer. For a few seconds, you don't quite understand why the wrasse is behaving this way until out plops this. And yep, it was only getting closer to the diver so it could get a bite. Sea serpent. A diver went diving and had no idea that his camera was capturing something behind him. When he reviewed the footage later, he was shocked to see two strange creatures swimming close by. They had small faces with very long necks, round bodies, and surprisingly animal-like limbs paddling in the water. The diver couldn't feel their presence while he was underwater, but watching the footage, he was stunned. The creatures reminded him of dinosaurs. something out of a prehistoric era. What if some of them never went extinct, but just dove deep underwater? Skulmer. At an aquarium-like exhibit, a child was excited to see the fish, but was disappointed when none of them responded to his calls or the knocks on the glass. Suddenly, a strange creature appeared. It was a hairless humanoid figure with a star-shaped tail and a humanoid head. Its face was unsettling, with huge eyes that seemed to pierce through the glass. The child was startled by its presence, clearly understanding it wasn't an ordinary being. Although it resembles a mermaid, it's nothing like what you see in the movies. Gives you a lot to think about. Depth Dancer. In 2013, an ROV filmed an astonishing creature at a depth of over 3,500 feet in the Indian Ocean, near a drill wellhead. At first, the being appeared as a static object, but as it got closer, you can clearly see it's a picture we've yet to identify. Experts are scrambling to figure out what type of sea creature this is, and know nothing except that its shape probably helps it paddle through the water. But
we're thinking that's an actual creature. That could be a spacecraft. We've done a lot of talking about spacecrafts that are flying in the air, diving into the water. Now look at that after thinking about that now. Looks a little different now, make you think something else is it could actually be. Not saying that it's not that, but it could be something else.
But if you think about that, it's not the only unidentified creature lurking underwater, and that should scare us plenty. Giant being. In July 2024, a diver captured something bizarre on camera while filming a normal fish underwater. The giant creature resembled the ever-mysterious ninjin, which hasn't really gotten over its camera shyness. According to Japanese folklore, the ninjin is a half-humanoid creature that only emerges from the depths when you least expect it. Now, why this one chose to appear when the diver was there is a mystery, but at least it wasn't in the mood to hurt anyone, and at least chances of coming across this creature are low. Flat Strand. A few days ago, a video was uploaded online showing an unidentified creature floating underwater. Although the video was really shaky and old, it clearly reveals a strange entity with a flat body and a jointed head. Numerous thin strands extended from its underbelly, which it probably uses to move through the water. Its bizarre appearance has left viewers puzzled, as no one has been able to recognize or classify the mysterious being captured in the video. Makes you really glad we don't live in the ocean, right? Bodiless Anomaly. While swimming underwater in the Maldives, a tourist encountered a peculiar sight, a fish, but not quite complete, as you can see. The fish was floating underwater with only its head and fins visible, the rest clearly having been lost to some predator or an accident. But surprisingly, the fish appeared to be moving and behaving normally despite its missing body. For the tourist, it was, of course, a bizarre experience, but one that tells us how strong some animals can be. Frilled shark. In Awashima, Japan, a video circulating online shows a mysterious creature with a shark-like face and frill-like teeth. Initially, experts were divided about it. Some assumed it was a mutated shark, while others thought it was an entirely different species. There are also those who speculate that the creature might be a hoax or the result of visual editing. But believe it or not, this is actually a shark species called the frill shark. It doesn't make any appearances because it loves to live deep underwater, which explains why we don't know much about it. Tailspike giant. A researcher's underwater camera captured footage of an unusual creature that has sparked a lot of interest. The massive being slowly passed above the camera, revealing its elongated mouth, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a long tail. Not to mention the triangular spikes decorating the top of its body, adding to its bizarre appearance. Because
if that ain't a sign we need more cameras underwater, bro, I don't know what's gonna get us to act on that. We need more cameras. We could discover so many different things. We could debunk so many different things if they just put more cameras, which makes me believe they don't want us to know, so they don't do it.
Because of its unusual appearance, many wonder if it's some sort of creature that we didn't even know existed until now. Even marine experts are baffled, trying to track down the creature, but they've been unsuccessful so far. Ocean Mystery. In October 2007, a diver in Australia captured what appears to be footage of a real mermaid. While exploring the ocean, the diver moved casually underwater when suddenly a strange, large creature appeared. Its humanoid upper body and a fish-like tail definitely matches the classic depiction of a mermaid. It was too dark and deep for us to get a clearer visual of its face, but considering it's a mythical creature we've all been hearing stories about for centuries, I'd wager it's better to leave it a mystery, especially since we know now that they exist. And who knows what would happen if their secret was to get out. Dual brain entity. While boating at sea, a fisherman came across an unusual creature. It briefly emerged from the water, revealing what looked like 2 brain-like heads joined together, leading many to wonder if it might actually be a creature with conjoined heads. It also had hints of some limbs, but since it didn't come close enough and quickly floated away, we can't really identify what it is. Even the fisherman hadn't ever seen something like this, which means the sea really is full of mysteries we've yet to hear about. Whale fall. What you're seeing here is quite bittersweet. This isn't just a regular carcass. These divers have come across what's known as a whale fall. It happens when an aged or sick whale passes away, losing the battle against life and gravity, and ends up landing on the ocean bed. Here, smaller creatures like the mollusks you're seeing seize the opportunity and begin to feed on it. While it might sound like a terrible tale for the whale, and it is, it's quite beneficial for smaller organisms who get a good amount of organic material directly from the ocean floor. Mating manatees. A beachgoer witnessed an unusual sight on the shoreline, a strange-looking creature being moved by the waves. At first look, it seemed like 2 or more creatures were entangled together, but their faces were not visible. As he got closer to investigate, he realized that the bizarre sight was actually 4 manatees rolled up on each other, creating the illusion of a single mysterious creature. He was baffled by this strange formation and couldn't understand why the manatees were tangled in such a way. Perhaps this was some type of mating ritual, or maybe they just washed in with the waves, but it's definitely a unique sight.
Nah, I think they're getting it on, fam, right in front of y'all, and y'all sitting here recording it, bro. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. That's what I think is happening here. Nothing to see, folks. Move along.
Snout mystery. Check out what one man encountered at the beach. Its appearance alone is enough to confuse a few. Its fish-like body doesn't match its elongated snout-like nose, and then you get the spikes and small, barely visible eyes. But the weirdest—
And see, this is why these things be coming close to shore. Look at us, luring them in with food and different smells and things like that. This is why they're showing up close. This is why I keep telling y'all stay out of the water.
This part is yet to come. It seems like even the man was baiting for the sturgeon to come closer so he could get a good look. And then this. That was a close call, but it clearly upset the sturgeon, which was only seeking food. Dumbo.
Meanwhile, U.S. scientists spotted a rare octopus during a recent deep-sea research dive.
Remember Dumbo, the very adorable Disney character? Well, now you're seeing him, but miles and miles under the ocean. It sounds crazy, but doesn't this octopus fit the description to a T? In fact, that's part of why the octopus is named the Dumbo. They usually live deep in the sea, away from creatures like dolphins and sharks, which threaten its existence. And while these sea dwellers usually spend their time in the depths below, though, we're occasionally lucky enough to capture them on camera.
The creature got its name thanks to the flapping fins on the side of its head that resemble the famous Disney character.
Mystery encounter. A video captured attention, showing a fantastical ocean creature with a round body dressed with circular patterns and octopus-like strands. Marine experts identified it as a Charodectes, a rare genus of box jellyfish first recorded in 1997 off the Great Barrier Reef. But since there wasn't much proof about its existence, the marine community didn't really know it was there, until of course we see this, clear as crystal, swimming effortlessly. And hey, at least it gave the marine community something to gush about. Baja's Enchanted Whales. This is truly amazing. Although whales are gentle giants and occasionally do come up to meet humans, staying long enough to get gentle pets is definitely a heartwarmingly rare sight. You see, this is all part of a regulated tourism program in Baja California, Mexico. But just because you come up close doesn't guarantee the whales will appreciate your presence, which is exactly why this moment's so special. These whales clearly felt safe enough to open up to strangers. Breathing disc. This disc-shaped object swiftly appeared in front of a boater. Because of its perfectly round shape, the boated initially assumed that this could be a broken part of a ship or a submarine, effortlessly floating to the surface. But here comes the kicker. The man noticed it emitted tiny bubbles, as if it were a living being. Now, I'm no marine expert, but I don't recall a living disc in the ocean. This was filmed near Ontario's nuclear power plant, so many are wondering if this is some sort of mutant ray or some unusual sea creature. It also refused to move when provoked, which makes it even more confusing. Hydra Serpent. The Hydra is a Greek mythological creature with a serpent-like body and multiple heads. It is believed to be the sibling of Cerberus and Chimera, and obviously has been chalked off to nothing but myths. But now, I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, they do exist. I mean, how else would you explain this? Yeah, sure, it could be an anaconda, but with that peculiar head shape? Yeah, a far stretch. And it's certainly not a gator by the way it moves, which brings us back to a myth that's apparently come alive? Monstr.
Yeah, I'm thinking anaconda on that one as well, bro. And seeing them in the water is even more scarier. Because they just sit there so still, and you walk past them and the water be right there, you don't even know that. The way they can camouflage and move and you not know, it's scary to see that up close and personal. I never want to witness that.
Struggle. Well, this is something you don't come across every day. Even if you spent your entire life on the sea, you wouldn't be able to figure this one out. Because as much as we like to think monstrous creatures don't exist, you never know what the ocean is going to spit up. This one looks like it's trying to escape something dangerous. But no matter how desperately it thrashes around, there's no way out. Many are divided on its identity. Some believe it's simply a seal, perhaps pulling something large. But others think it really could be something mysterious. Eerie Catch. Let's be honest, if you saw something like this appear from the depths, you'd lose part of your soul. This is probably what the fishermen who encountered this felt. After all, it really does look like a human soul that's trapped underwater. But before
I wouldn't lose I'd be laughing. If laughing causes me to lose my soul, then yeah, but I'd be laughing. This thing would remind me of Dory from Finding Nemo.
Before we go on rambling about some sort of distorted humanoid, this is actually a sheep's head fish, known for its uniquely human-like teeth and unsettling appearance. Well, that definitely is a relief, because if such creatures are swimming around, I'd say even beaches would be a danger. Ocean Enigma. Mermaids. We think they're just stories, but are they? If you thought they didn't exist, you might want to take a look at one. 2 traveling friends captured a strange marine creature, black in color, with a humanoid upper body and a long fishtail, swimming near their boat. Now, usually you'd argue it's just a seal or something else, but with such a distinct shape, it's hard to argue it's anything but a mermaid. And well, it's about time you begin to think they exist. Creepy cylinder. A creepy and mysterious creature was discovered on the shore of a lake, and the unsettling sight was caught on camera. At first sight, the creature was seen crawling on a leaf floating in the water, its movements slow and deliberate. After some time, it slipped off the leaf and into the water. It was stretching its body, moving back and forth, clearly transforming itself into something else. And then, you see the result. A small, cylindrical-shaped body with no visible face. A long, thin tail and fuzzy hair covering its entire body. The strange being left everyone baffled, and no one could identify what it was, leaving its identity unresolved. Lizard drift. On March 19th, a diver captured a mystifying video of a strange sea creature. The footage shows the diver gently holding the bizarre being, which had a lizard-like face, a long neck, and tiny arms and legs with fingers.
That looks like a dinosaur a little bit, I cannot lie. That's giving me dinosaur vibes.
The most curious feature was its flat, elongated tail. As the diver moved his hand to get a better look, the creature slipped free and drifted away. The diver believed that it might be a lizard-fish hybrid. But that's not the only theory. It looks eerily similar to prehistoric dinosaurs. So now many are wondering if marine dinos somehow survived and left to live in the ocean. Shark victim. Groupers, despite being gentle souls, have always been somewhat intimidating because of their size, and yet it looks like even their humongous shape didn't protect them against predators. This one showed up on a beach, clearly having lost more of itself, but that's not the shocking part. You'd think it came across a shark, but they rarely leave a meal intact, and the bite marks don't match up. This leaves us with a bigger, far scarier question. How big was the fish that did this? Antarctic Ninj. A video from the ocean a few days ago came, showing a strange creature with a weird appearance and unusual eyes. The footage is unclear due to the poor quality of the camera, but it has sparked renewed interest in Japan's rumors about the mythical ninjin. These creatures are said to move only at night, appearing only when they think the coast is clear. They resemble a mix of mermaids and whales, leading to many confusing reports. But over the years, they've occasionally been captured on deep-sea cameras, like this one. The crew initially assumed it was just a submarine, but clearly the ocean's hiding many secrets. Submerged Mystery. A video is drawing significant attention, capturing an unknown creature at the edge of a lake. Its appearance is unclear at first, but as you zoom in, you can make out a strange face and a body half submerged in the water. The creature had a bizarre face with eyes that shone like lights and an extended mouth. It was uploaded in hopes of getting some answers, but so far there's nothing concrete. Some viewers suggested it might be a new species of turtle or some other unknown aquatic animal, leaving many curious and puzzled. Open discussion. In March 2013, Dr. Paul Robertson and Dr. Torsten Smith, part of a submarine crew in Greenland Sea, recorded astonishing footage of a mysterious creature. They thought to brush it off initially, but Dr. Robertson expressed interest in seeing footage from a second camera, which revealed a strange, intelligent-looking species. In fact, it looked a lot like the mythical mermaid, which we have always known as something just drawn out of imagination. They shared their discovery with the world, but so far the mermaid hasn't been traced back. Thank you very much for watching the video.